my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of the so-called war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history, our culture, our background, or whatever interests you. And today we celebrate the day of the national flag of Ukraine. I have a separate video dedicated to the colors and the meaning of our flag, but the city is all decorated with our beautiful blue and yellow flags, banderas, that I have decided to film for the start of this video. Of course, it's very logical because tomorrow we have the Day of Independence. It is an extremely important holiday, and with each year it receives a different shade of meaning, and especially now during the war. But we are also very much worried as for the fact what will happen during this day, because Russian orcs are known for various bombings and attacks that they perform on us when they actually try to congratulate us with something, starting with religious holidays and of course finishing with such important as the Day of the Flag or the Day of Independence of Ukraine that they totally deny. I have decided maybe I will show you how the city is getting decorated and prepared for the Day of Independence, and these are different children's paintings. Traditionally this is a very happy season, just the start of the school year pretty soon. I like the cats. And various exhibitions of flowers, I don't know, lots of flags, food, concerts and all of that. Pretty interesting. Now I'm showing you actually the place where I work, and I personally always like the way they decorate it. This is the central building of our local university, and I like this kind of flags. They look really nice, and maybe I will tell you a little bit about the building because it's also historic and definitely connected with Soviet history. So this was a central office of the Communist Party back in the Soviet times, and the reality today is that almost on every educational building we have portraits of students who died protecting Ukraine, and this number unfortunately grows as the war continues. Also, like children playing. Also, you can see the flags of European Union and Ukraine. And the building is nice. It's from like a little bit Stalin style architecture. And as this was the central office of the party, they have just perfect bomb shelters where you can hide. So from one point of view it is pretty safe here, but the problem is that it is not enough space for all people who can stay here. What do I mean when I say this? Back in Soviet times, it was full of offices and people worked here, but there were not many students. And during school year, we have approximately 1,000 students here, and the shelters are not enough for them. Maybe they are okay for 200 people, 300 people, but not for like 1,000. And that's why it is also a problem. And when we think about the start of the schooling year, there are lots of ideas. Of course, for students, it is much easier to work online, but for school children it is a problem. And it is always a problem because whenever you have an air raid alarm, you have to react, you have to take the children out, and there are many of them, and many children are small. So this is a serious problem. As far as I know, for example, every region has different conditions, and being a semi-safe region, Volyn is ready to start offline courses, but whenever the situation changes, there are plans how we can switch offline. And also this online won't be the classical mode, but something different, like very short shifts. So all the students come to school, they have the feeling of school, but at the same time they don't stay long, and the school is not overcrowded. Like I don't know how to explain it. For example, instead of 2 shifts, we will have 4 shifts, and people will be divided into 4 different groups so that there is enough space for them in bomb shelters, and it's easier for teachers, professors to evacuate them. Actually, our center, this is one of the central streets, is very much in Stalin Empire style or something, because the building of this prospect started back in the 50s, I guess. And another tradition that I perhaps will show you is to plant fir trees, if I'm not mistaken in their name. It was once again a Soviet tradition, because next to Kremlin they had these fir trees. They are very symbolic for Russia, and it was just like symbols everywhere, and now they look ugly. But still people doubt whether they should be cut or they should stay. I will show you them right now. So the road is bad for the sound and the sun is bad for filming. This is the monument to Taras Shevchenko, the main Ukrainian poet, and these fir trees that I were talking about, you see, they don't look really nice. But what I like is various flowers that we have all around. And of course, this is a popular meeting place and for various holidays, and maybe I will show you some more flowers. They are everywhere on the central prospect, especially beautiful in autumn. I don't know, what do you think about that, but it all looks pretty. I don't know if you have weird things like this, but this is during the heat season, hot season, water spreading, and I hate it because it does not look nice. But we have just crossed it and approaching the Central Park. We have been there for a couple of times. I just want to show it from above, and maybe just a round tour to the university, and that will be the end for today's, I don't know, before the Day of Independence excursion. I was a student. We loved the fact that the Central Park is so close to the university, and it was a common practice to escape and spend some time in the park. So this is where university is, and close to that we have a park. One more important thing that I have to say is that I'm lucky to live in a semi-dangerous zone of Ukraine, where we don't have lots of shellings and we don't have Russian orcs all around. That's why we are able to prepare for the celebration of the Day of Independence. And when you live in a country at war, you do realize how important this holiday is. For many of you living in normal societies, and this is actually perfect, and we want to come back to that, many of the holidays, they become like average reality and a little bit standard, like barbecue, fireworks, and you don't think much about the meaning of these holidays. And here in Ukraine now, we have always liked the Day of Independence because we have got this new era of independence like 30 years ago. Soon it will be 31. But now, fighting with Russian orcs, we value our possibility to live in a normal country, to live in a democratic society, to fight for it, to show what things matter to us. And that is really, really important. So do think about those holidays when you celebrate them, because they mean a lot. We often get used to health, peace, normality, and then something happens and it all can disappear against all the rules, because this war of Putin in Ukraine is totally logical and he will fail it, but still he started it, and many people are already victims of this war. So do value holidays, flags, symbols, and people. Thank you for watching. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons, writing comments, emails, keeping me updated on the support of Ukraine all around the world. This is very important. Please subscribe to my channel and like the videos, as this helps to grow the audience, and I believe that more people need to know about the real life situation in Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!